Hello and welcome to Loquitur Gaming. I'm continuing on to play Cloudspire, the solo campaign. So today I'm going to play the Brawnen Chapter 2. So before I get into finishing the setup for it, I just wanted to read the story because I have not read this yet. I have not played this chapter yet. Cram was at the range to survey the reserve Zerker fighting force, but he was most excited about checking in on Drang and Strum, two siblings about 15 years younger than him, who he'd met after a parade when the pair were still children. His surveying was cut short, however, by a message brought to him by a curious emissary, a short, round, purple, hairless creature who called himself Ladnil, the scientist prince of the Nefets. This visitor from the world below had almost unnaturally smooth skin, undisturbed by any variance except for typical facial features and a pair of stubby arms and legs. As though his appearance wasn't already curious enough, Ladnil had elevated his given one-arm height to about twice that, thanks to a crude exoskeleton it piloted nimbly through brush and over uneven terrain. The exoskeleton appeared to have been crafted out of bits of stone, wood, and bone. Cram quickly unrolled the parchment and scanned it. "Do you know who the Grove Tenders are?" he asked Ladnil. "Certainly," the Nefets replied. "Are we to make for their Sylvan realm?" "It seems so," Cram said. "Osh must have sent this directive now so I could gather more Zerkers and bring them with me to our next offensive. There's a Grove Tender outpost called Reciprocity. It was its own small, free-floating island, but it got caught up in the joining with the rest of us. The Grove Tenders use the outpost for research, which some of our scientists believe might have military applications. I've been asked to take it." So, carryover. The number of pieces of research represented by face-down market chips added during the setup is equal to the amount of renown earned in scenario 1. So I got 1 renown in the last scenario because I accomplished one of the objectives. So we're only going to place 1 renown. And I've set up most of it for this orientation. We've got a retall, shrubbery, and retall. And we have to add 1 research to Daiwin over here. So I saved that so that I could randomize the market chips because one of these market chips will fill in as the research. Oops, I almost saw that one. So let's just cut a couple more times and it'll be that one. Okay, so we'll count that as market shuffled, and I guess we can establish the market with 3 things there, and we'll look at those in a minute. Okay, so that's Daiwin set up. Research on top, and then a boost to her attack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 health. 3, 3, and 1. Yep. We've got a shrubbery up here with 2 range and 2 attack. So now there's just this thing here to deal with on the setup. So we have to go to each of these and add some more upgrades to them. So we'll start with A. And we rolled a 6. That's unfortunate. That means we have to add 3 fortification chips to the bottom. It's going to make it hard. The next one is a 3, so we add a fortification and 2 more range. To the bottom. And this one, another 3, so a fortification and 2 range. So this one is sitting at 3 range, 1 attack, and 1 fortification. Here we've got a fortification, 2 range, and 2 attack. And then here is just 3 fortification, 2 attack, but no extra range. Which is okay. That is okay. Or maybe it's not okay. It's a lot of fortifications on that guy. And this shrubbery one, you have to be next to it to attack it because it's got camouflage and cover. I think that's it for the setup on there. Okay, so our objectives are to defeat these 3 spires in the Grove Tender Outpost. Also to construct 3 Brawnen spires on these 3 hexes. And they cannot be defeated. If any of the spires, if we construct any spires here and they get defeated, we lose. The last one is to collect all pieces of research and return them to the fortress, which is just the 1 because we only had 1 renown last time. So that might be a little bit of a balance thing. If you did really good in the first one and you got all 3, then you're going to have 3 pieces of research out here, which would be more to recover in order to complete this objective. Scenario rules. Cram the Mighty cannot be used. So I'm going to take Cram out of the barracks. The pieces of research are treated as items. You can pick those up. We can deal with that more once we get to the research. Grove Tenders do not place purchased Earthscapes. Let's just... We'll roll random to see which one's going to be on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one's going to be on top. Most of the other Earthscapes are out here as part of the terrain for this particular setup. Okay, also AI rules. Daiwin will not move or attack until provoked. She is provoked when an opposing unit steps onto aisle 7, and the boundary is right here. So if we step onto here, then Daiwin will become activated. So marks, the Brawnen mark is the furthest spire in the outpost. This is the outpost over here. It's like a special area for this scenario. So this Rital spire is going to be the mark. When all of these have been defeated, the mark switches to the fortress gate. The Grove Tender's mark is the fortress gate. As soon as a spire gets constructed over here by us, the mark changes to the furthest spire from them over here. Daiwin's mark will be the closest Brawnen unit, and when Daiwin levels, she alternates between range and attack upgrades. We've got an event die results here. This is a 5-wave scenario. Wave 1, there's no event. Is that all the setup? It is not all of the setup. We have to do this. 0 source, that's on 0, 10, 10. So we got to put a swamp there and a swamp there. Those are the closest ones to the gates. And then we got to mix these other swamps in with all of these. I get why they have different landmarks, but it would have been, I don't know if it would be better or not, but being able to see their back really makes it hard to shuffle objectively, I guess, is the right or wrong word. Now I feel like I gotta turn away. I'm just gonna put these over here and draw randomly from the stack. This one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. Okay. Is that all of them? I think so. I think so. Is that all the setup? Let's give the relic cards a once through. All right. Those are good. So I think we just start. We go to the income phase. We're actually going to get 5 source to start with. So we should peek at what's in the market. We've got Roa. It's got air defense and 2 range, 4 life, 1 attack, 2 movement, can move on mountains, would cost all 5 of our source. Roa is a hero. Now the other thing is if we should buy that Earthscape. Unfortunately, it does not have path on it, but it does have a source well. Because if I build it and connect here, I can build one of my not drilling outposts, not lance launcher, siege towers, and can shoot at these over here. But in order to do that, I need to build the Brawnen steel thing in the smelter first. So maybe I want to save up some source. Oh, the Grove Tenders are actually going to buy that. What else we got in here? Lostomir? Another hero with assist. What does assist do? When an adjacent friendly unit defeats an opposing unit or spire, this unit may level up. Oh, how many? Take 3 upgrades. Oh, he starts with 0 attack. And can move only on paths. Six health though. Keep him out of the way. I don't know about that. Cloudspire is a refinery. That's a promo. At the end of each wave, gain 2 source. I think we're going to buy that in the market phase. Oh, but I really probably should buy Earthscape, and you can only do 1 purchase. This is going to net me 8 source, though. When we get to the market phase, the Grove Tenders buy that, and I actually can't buy this. That doesn't have a path on it either. I can't buy that this turn anyways, because only 1 Earthscape can be bought per turn. If I recall correctly, Earthscape. Once purchased, Earthscapes can be placed as a build option during the build phase. It actually doesn't say in there. I thought only 1 could be bought per market phase. Market chips with Earthscape after a market. Only 1 Earthscape can be purchased each market phase between all players. Yeah, so it's already been bought. I can't buy that anyways. I'm going to spend 1 source on this Cloudspire. And then in the build phase, I think I'm just going to build it inside my fortress. Pretty sure I can do that. I don't see why I shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so prep phase. there anything else I want to do in the build phase? I've got 4 source. Is there anything else that I want, or should I save it for the smelter thing? With 4 source, I could buy the honor pit so that my Battleborn minions are promoted. Or let's get a source drill. Should we do that? Source drill gives +3 source during each income phase. Or do I like having better Battleborns to start? Let's check out the difference. 3-1-2, 3-2-3. So they move farther, and they've got an extra attack. If they make it far enough, that would be enough to get rid of this fortification off of this Retol. The question is, are they going to make it that far? I'm already going to get 2 from that. These later rounds, these later waves, I mean, you get quite a bit of source, but you can only go up to 20. I think I'm going to go for the source. I think I'm going to spend 3, get the source drill. So down to 1. Okay, so let's set them up. He's going to get 2 unpromoted taproots, not grouped together. They've got 3 health each. So these guys have summon, and they're going to summon Warbriars this wave if they get down to exactly 1 health. So you kind of want to blow through them, which I guess is good. Not to have the Battleborns at 2, because then they're 1 hit, and those guys with 3 health go immediately down to 1. Okay, I've got 5 CP. We're going to spend 0 for Osh. And Osh can go on forests, so I don't think it matters where Osh ends up. So we've still got 5 CP. Probably just do the normal like Battleborn dispatch. Seems to be what I always fall back to. I can't afford that, can't afford that. I could afford it in Aegis, but that would leave me with 1. That seems a little wasteful. So 2 movement and 2 movement. We can put the dispatch behind the Battleborn, and we will go with Osh out first and just move here out of the way so he doesn't get displaced. Is that what it's called? Displaced? I think that's what it's called. Okay, I believe I am set up. So prep phase, yeah, we know what the marks are already. Onslaught phase, start of the turn. Grove Tenders are first this turn. Daiwen has not been activated, so we just go 1, 2, and 1, he's blocked. I believe that's it for them. I have no spires I can fire. They don't explore. Out of range. I think we're good. My turn. Campfire mode does not trigger. Limited build options. I have 1 source. I'm not going to do anything with that. Movement. Okay, so Osh can move on forest. We'll go there. Battleborn. 1, 2. Dispatch to there. Spires fire. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. So this is the danger zone right here. which the Battleborns are just going to get into fairly quickly. And the shrubbery up here has 2 and 2 attack, so this is a bad spot for this one shooting. Exploration, we'll explore this one first. Thorax, 5 health with toxic secretion. I'm not going to reveal that one right now. Because I don't have enough attack to take it out. Hunter does 1 extra damage, is that right? Hunter, when attacking a landmark, this unit deals +1 damage, yes. But that would still only be 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. And then next turn, when they move, they'll take damage. So maybe we'll just have Osh stay here and hit it hard on his own. We'll see. Let's check this one. Cloudspire. Cloudspire has poison and an asterisk. So I think the Cloudspire just does half of your life as damage with that poison. When the Spire unit makes a successful attack or retaliation that will remove health from a unit, the attack instead removes half the unit's existing health rounded down. If this unit or Spire has an attack set of star, its attacks and retaliations are always considered successful. And you get a relic from defeating it. Oh no, I dropped it into my green screen box. Okay, crisis averted. I mean, if I leave that up, then we have to attack it. It doesn't have range, so it would not retaliate against the dispatch, but it would retaliate against the Battleborn. Battleborn would lose 1 health. One damage, 1 damage. Dispatch, another damage. Maybe I wait to attack it. No, shoot. I'll leave it out there. The reason I kind of want to leave this one out there is to do some damage to these guys in case they come over here and get close. I don't know. What was this one? Was a 5 source reward. I'm actually thinking that maybe I need to go against this guy instead to get the 5 source reward. I got to get some of these source wells opened up. No, let's do this. This could be stupid. This could be stupid. Battleborn will hit it and then be retaliated against for half his health, which half is 1.5 rounded down is 1. Dispatch will hit it. See, but if I do this, these guys are probably going to retaliate and take it out, and then I'm not going to get the reward. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go against the other guy. And now we're going to take damage, but it's pretty much the same damage we're going to take from this guy. So, Battleborn. These guys, they don't get retaliated against, right? Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's sitting with 1. Okay, little AP there. This game is AP prone. So that was exploration and attack, I guess, combined. Too far away for any of this stuff to hit us. Back to them. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now back to me. I don't have any spires to fire. So movement. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, shoot. That is pretty stupid because now this guy just lost 2 health for moving through 2 spaces around the thorax. Oh well, I'm not taking it back. He lost 1 for moving through 1 space from the thorax. Osh is not going to move. So now we get to exploration. Let's check this one. No, Spires fire. Both of these spires can fire? Yeah, this is bad. Yes. We'll have the Retall fire first here. It can defeat either of them, and they're both in range. He's only got 1 attack upgrade. So 1. Now this one on the Battleborn is the only one in range. Has 2 attack upgrades. Okay, very dead Battleborn. Now exploration. Now the question is, do I want to flip this? Now I might need its help. So here's an interesting question. With only 1 health, half of my health would be half, rounded down would be 0. So does it just not retaliate? I don't know. That's exploration. And attack. Osh will attack the thorax. I get 5 source for that. Takes me to 6. Thorax is done. Dispatch has to attack. I'll take 1 off of there. I think it rounds down to 0. I'm not sure how that works. Oh, Osh gets an upgrade. Osh is going to take a attack upgrade. I think that's it. So we go to their turn. 1, 2. Wow, this is bad. I think this is bad. However, I can do this in any order. If you get attacked from range, do you have to have range to retaliate? But what if they're right next to you? Retaliate. When a unit is attacked by an opposing unit and is not defeated, to retaliate. If able, the unit is able to retaliate if it is not yet retaliated this turn and is adjacent to its attacker. Unit's retaliation deals damage. Retaliation is considered part of the attack. Retaliation is not optional. Talents and advancements that apply to attacks do not apply to retaliation. But it doesn't say anything about range in the retaliation section. Number of hexes away a spire can attack from under range. Units do not have innate range and are limited to attacking and retaliating adjacently. Some units have talent number range, which gives them the ability to attack and retaliate from further away. So I think since it's adjacent, so this is what I'm going to do. This one's going to attack the dispatch and take the dispatch out. This one will attack the Cloud Spider and then be retaliated against for half of its health, rounded down as 1. Yes, I think that's all legit. And that's their turn. So now it's back to my turn. We got limited build options. I am spending 4 of my source and a limited build option. To build the dispatch platform right there. So, movement. I'm going to have Osh go 1, 2. And then with his upgrade and his hunter ability, he hits landmarks for 3. That takes out the Cloud Spider when we get to attack, but there's no spires to fire on me. I'm too far away. And there's nothing else for me to explore. So, my reward is a relic card. Edible bribery. How about that? After your unit's movement, put a revealed landmark minion adjacent to one of your units into your barracks. You may select it for 2 CP during a future prep phase. I kind of like that, but I kind of want the source. So I'm going to sell this immediately for the 4 source, which I understand is a new rule in this updated version of the game. Okay, so that was me taking out the Cloud Spider. I think I'm done, so we go like that. Spire's Fire. I'm not going to use Splash because it says may, so I interpret that as I don't have to do that. It may also deal 1 damage, and I do not want to deal 1 extra damage to this guy back here because I'm targeting this taproot back here. Why am I grabbing that die to roll? I need this die over here. So we're shooting back here. We've got enough range to get back there on that guy. And I got a 1. It's okay. Now we get to their attack. Now, their attack order priority. Opposing Fortress Gate, opposing hero it can defeat. Now, opposing hero it can damage, which is what I wanted it to do. So 1 damage to Osh from the taproot, but 2 damage back is all of its remaining health. Taproot. And what are they? 2 source reward. So we're at 8. We're going to be swimming in source. Seems okay. Well, actually, now the bummer is this one can attack also because of its range. Forgot about that. So Osh is kind of hurting. Okay, that's the end of their turn. Start of my turn. Limited build option. Let us add a range or an attack. Or do we fortify for only 2? Range would put it to here. Would also put it here. Or do I build another one on here for 4? Let's just make this one stronger. Let's make it hit harder. Now let's protect it. Fortification. So that costs 2 for the fortification. All right, so that's my limited build option. The last one I can do this wave. And then we get to movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually do not want to go there. I hate to block the source well, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go there for my movement. Spire's Fire. Too far away. Nothing to explore, and we attack for 2 damage to take out this taproot. So none of the taproots hit that magic 1, exactly 1 health. We get 2 source back for that. And that ends the wave. I don't want to be there either. Hang on, I gotta backtrack. This spot is bad for this also. Osh is about to be killed. Well, so I gotta take this back. The only thing I can do I gotta retreat with Osh into the fortress. And I think that heals. Hero can return to your fortress by moving back into your fortress gate hex. Place the unit beside your barracks, recover to its full health. Any equipment upgrades in the hero remain. Yeah, so we have to rely on the platform to take the taproot out. Which is gonna summon. Darn it, I thought I had that planned perfectly. Because if Osh retreats anywhere else, the taproot will come up, and with its range 2, it's going to prioritize the hero. Yeah, darn it. don't want Osh to just die on the first turn. I can't come here because this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 range. There'd be a gamble that we would roll the blank, that we have 1 in 6 chance of him surviving, so that's not going to happen. Okay, that's the end of my turn. So they move. Now Spire's Fire, and we need a 2 here. We need a miracle. Oh! It's a 2. Miracle achieved. Okay, 2 there. Go up to 8. Now the wave is over. So we can get rid of these. Is there any other cleanup or anything we have to do? I don't think so. Just go to the next wave. Okay, we got to roll the event die. I don't like event die. 5. Place a landmark on all source wells. Oh. So a new landmark will come here. I forgot about that as a possibility. I should have used a limited build option to build on there. All right, so I believe though our refinery, should that have been at the end of the wave? Not like it super matters. End of each wave gain 2 source. Yeah, so we should have got 2 source from this refinery. That takes us to 10. Then, so that was our event die. Income phase, we're going to get 7 source from the normal chart, but we also have this upgrade, so that's going to take us to our max of, we've got 20 source to spend, and we are going to spend it. I don't even have another die, so I'm just going to put this 2 there. I'm going to have more, but none of them are out. No, that's not true. 20 source. This is what I should have done. The market should have cleaned up. Baza is a water walker with survival. Got the nomad. A mini harvester has reap. So let's take a look at that. Reap. That's another source thing. I don't think I need that. Once per wave, if this unit is adjacent to a source well, spire, or landmark, you may gain D6 source. I mean, it could help me upgrade spires and stuff, I guess, right? Nomad, we've seen the Nomad before. It's just kind of another pretty basic unit. Minion. 3/1/4. Cost 2 source, can walk on forests. So not a whole lot of flexibility. Let's take a look at Baza. Water walker and survival. I have to go down a little bit. Okay, water walker and survival. While this unit is in a water hex, spires cannot attack it. Survival. At the end of your turn, this unit did not move or attack. Oh, that's where it can recover health. That's decent. That is decent. 4 health, 3 move. And water walking is like basically this unit can go anywhere. Oh, it could go over here even. So Baza's an attractive option. Even the Nomad. I mean, we've got 20 source. But I mean, let's look at all this stuff, right? We want Brawnen steel. I know that. Well, are we at the build phase yet? No, market phase. So I think we need to do a little bit of planning because Baza would be 5. Smelter's going to be 6. I almost want to upgrade. Ooh. I may upgrade Battleborn and Aegis minions this round. I want that also though, so does that mean I have to skip Baza? I can only buy one thing from the market. I should be spending source on a siege thing, right? Okay, so we're gonna get this Earthscape for 2. That's this 2. Takes me down to 18. And I'm gonna place it right away. Sorry, Baza. I wanted to purchase you. Hire you, I should say, for my team. So that's market phase. Build phase. Okay, we've got 18 left. We're going to spend 6 on the upgraded spires. Then that leaves us with 12. I want a siege tower. We've got influence here, so we can build here. That's 2 and 1 right there. So we've got range to here. Should I build it like this? Why wouldn't you build it like this? That gives me range on both of these. Then I'm going to spend that cost me 6 to build that. Then I'm going to spend 4 to upgrade it. I'm pretty sure that's all legal. All right, so let's create their stack. It's 3 unpromoted taproots, which doesn't sound like fun because I got to deal with summons again, potentially. Actually, we didn't have to deal with them last time. Okay, that's them set up. We've got 7 CP. I did not have enough source, surprisingly, to buy any upgraded guys, but I think I'm going to get an Aegis and a Dispatch. I'm not even going to lament over it. Dispatch, Aegis, Osh. I think that's it. Okay, we start movement. I have 2 source. Is there anything I want to do limited build? I don't think so. There's no open source wells anyway. Okay. Nosh will go there. Aegis 1, 2. Dispatch 1, 2. And should we explore? Well, he can attack because it's range 2, so we might as well. Spire's Fire. Oh, you know what I forgot? Start of my turn, Siege Tower should have used its raise ability. And we're going to attack back here first, because this one has all the ranges. And we got the 2 that we needed to take off this bottom fortification. Okay. Now we will explore. Unstable Rift. When this chip is revealed, it defeats all units and groups of units adjacent to it. The revealing player gains source equal to the current health of all destroyed units. Then remove this chip from play. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There goes my Aegis. That sucks. Health was 3. Man, that sucks. There's an open source well there, I guess, now. Lance Launcher doesn't really help. Because I don't think they have any flying units. I do not think the Crow Tenders have flying units. Okay, so that happened. That was exploration. Now, nothing to do for attack. We go to their turn. 1, 2. 1, 2. And Spire's Fire. They're too far away from my Spires. That's it. My turn. Start of the turn. Siege Tower, raise. On here again. A blank and a 1. That's fine. We take a range off. I really needed that 2 attack to come work on this guy right here, because this Siege Tower can't shoot it because it's got camouflage and cover. Okay, that was the start of my turn, so then we get to movement. 1, 2. Or do I want to do a limited build option first? I guess so. Why not? I do want the source wells to be covered so another landmark doesn't come out, so we might as well, right? And we gotta mark that. All right, so now 1, 2, and maybe we can bring Ash to the party. Okay. Spire's Fire, too far, too far. So this is the new boundary for these 2. And this guy has no range. Their turn. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. That one still is not activated. My Spire's Fire, too far. I didn't have enough source to upgrade that one. Okay, still too far for that. And too far for them to attack anybody. Okay, so my turn, it looks like. Start of my turn. Siege Tower. We'll shoot here again to take some range off. Okay, takes another range off. And then movement, 1, 2. Inspires fire. One, 2, 3. I think I will go there to help protect the dispatch platform, and then the taproot should attack, be retaliated against, and be dead. So now the question is on exploration. Oh no, wait, first their spires have to fire. So this one is now too far, but this one has range on this dispatch. Oh no. 4 damage. Well, that answers my exploration question. Okay, dokie. So, and now that answers my attack question. I don't have anywhere to attack. So let's do this then. We go to their turn. They move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Spires fire. Now this is where I need to be careful. This one, 1, 2, 3. Maybe Osh isn't even going to get hit. I'm going to have this one here shoot there first. And this is one time I do not want a 2. And I rolled a 2. But I would want to trigger splash to do 1 damage to both of those guys. Okay, I rolled a 2. And he gets down to 1 health. So that flips him and summons a Warbriar with 4 health. Is it? Yes, they're always promoted. Okay. Now I'm going to have this one fire because it has range of 3 and it gets to roll 2 dice here. And I got 2 damage, which is good because he only has 2 health left and he avoids the summon ability. So I get 2 source for that. That takes me to 3. Okay. Then they attack. This guy's out of range now to attack anybody. This guy's out of range to attack anybody, and the Warbriar does not have range. Okay. My turn. Siege Tower. Raise the Retall. We got a blank and a 1. That's fine. Everything's fine.
Now, limited build options. The question is, what's going to happen with this Warbriar? And I've only got Osh out there. 1, 2, and now we've got these guys here. I think we spend 2 to put a fortification on here. That's our second limited build option. Now for movement, interestingly enough, this guy would be in range though if I went down here with Osh. I think I retreat. Just I do not take the impale damage. Does impale hit spires? Gotta look in the special solo rules. Under talents. End of each unit's movement, deal 1 damage to all adjacent opposing units it was not adjacent to prior to moving. I believe that is the end of my turn. I have no one that can attack. So we go to their turn. Warbriar. 1, 2, taproot. 1, 2. Spires, fire. Let's do this. Man, I'd really like to take this taproot out. He cannot damage either of these spires though. So let's work on this stack right here. Yep. We will have this siege tower fire there. We got 2. This dispatch platform will shoot there. Come on, get a 2. We got a 1. I wanted a 2 to have a chance to take out the taproot that's under there also. And now this one can shoot there. 1. Okay, so the Warbriar's gone. We get 1 source for that. But now there's a taproot with 1 health there. We get to their attack. This one cannot damage either of these 2. It's the only thing in range because this is out of range. This one can hit Osh for 1. Oh man. Are we gonna see another Warbriar? Shoot. Does Osh get survival? Yes, when he upgrades, he gets survival. My turn. I'm going to start working on this stack here so I can open up this source well to hopefully build another siege tower on there to work on this one. But then they're going to start attacking down there. We'll see. But we're going to start working on this stack either way. Or do I take this one out? No, I don't want to expose that landmark because there's about to be an event die roll pretty soon. Or I mean source will. I don't want a landmark to potentially go on there. Okay, I got 2. That's going to take a fortification off. All right. What are we at? We're at an hour and 5. Okay. All right, so that's the beginning of my turn. Movement. Do spires have to fire? Is that mandatory? Or is it a may? Spire upgrades. Your opponent's spires fire or attack at a specific stage. The player to your left checks. If you have any units within the range of any of their spires, must attack. They must choose a target. Well, it's possible this one could take out the taproot and not have it summon anything. Okay, so Osh will move here. We're out of range of the spires, so no spires firing, no explorations or anything. Now we attack. Osh will attack here, defeat it, and then he can upgrade. Or promote, sorry. And we get 2 source for that. So we're at 4. We don't have any limited builds left, so I believe that's the end of my turn. So go to their turn. Taproot moves, and Spires fire. We're going to start with this one. No blanks. No blanks. Of course. We'll have this one fire, and we got a blank, and we'll have this one fire. Oh, and we got a 2. So it looked pretty sad, but then we got exactly what we needed. So that's 2 more source and the end of the wave. That was interesting. Okay, end of the wave. We just clean up the market and get a new market. Fashioner has improve. Ooh. Improve is interesting. Oh, but the Grove Tenders are going to buy something. Yeah, darn it. They're going to buy that minion. Because improve, I think you can go past the upgrade capacity of platforms. Let's just learn about it for a second. When this unit ends its movement adjacent to a friendly spire, you can spend 2 source to add any upgrade to that spire, ignoring upgrade capacity. Isn't that nifty? That's the Fashioner. 4 health, 1 attack. Improve. We've got the Convict, who's battle hardened. That does something. When this unit is attacked by a spire, reduce the damage dealt by 2. That could be useful. To head in to that area. Only 2 health though. 3 source. I don't know about that. Well, where's the last one? Oh, right here. Stave of Anvasi. Magic-like missile. That sounds interesting. Once per turn, before or after this unit's movement, you may spend 2 source to deal 1 damage to a unit up to 3 hexes away. Once per turn. We've got 6 source to spin, but let's go in order. We've got way more than 6. End of the wave, we should have gotten 2 source from our one thingamajigger refinery. Income phase, we get 9 source from this, but we've got our source drill, so we get 12 more in total. So we're back up to 20 again. We were at 8. Chock full of source. Okay, market phase. Grove tenders purchase either first a Merc hero, then a Merc minion. So they're going to purchase a Merc minion. And I think they purchase the most expensive first. It's on here somewhere, I think. At least I thought it was. But they're both the same anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So let's give them the fashioner. I don't want them to have the guy that's protected from the platform, or from the spires shooting at him. And this person is going to go on the bottom of their stack with the 3 unpromoted taproots. I know this is supposed to be later, I'm just doing it now. Three unpromoted taproots. We will summon Treeds this time. They're the ones that are ram tough. 5 health. That's pretty gross. So that's their market phase. What am I going to want to buy? And that conflict is so slow. An item, when you buy an item, or equipment, I think it's called in this game actually. Equipment chips are the black chips with blue borders. They are additional talents. You may only attach equipment to a hero when the hero is placed in the deployment stack. Equipment chip is placed directly beneath the hero's chip. So we'd have to go back into, if we used Osh. Well, do we get Drang? What else do we want to spend our source on? We're going to get 9 CP. So with 9 CP, we could get 1 Aegis, 1 Battleborn, and 1 Dispatch. Source Siege. I could get upgraded Source Sieges for 3. Then it would have 2 attack and 4 range. 2 attack is kind of bad though, against taproots. Unless you do 1 damage on them from the platforms during Spire's firing. Aegis are so slow when they're promoted. What else we got here? Architect minions are promoted. I'm gonna, oop, these should go away. I'm just gonna try it. So let's go. Oh wait, I gotta do this first. I have so much source that this might be kind of nice, like on Drang. Because Drang is a ranged character anyway. No, I want this extra minion, so we're going to buy this Convict and see if that helps us at all. These fortifications on here. Yeah, oh, camouflage though, you have to be next to it. Let's spend 3 for that guy. In the market phase, now build phase. I'm going to spend another 3. I have no idea if this is good at all. We're going to get the second smelter thing that's going to upgrade our source siege minions. That leaves me with 14. I have no source wells to build anything on. I didn't roll the event die. That can't be good. Oh, place a landmark on all source wells. There are no blank source wells. Cool. That actually is good. The thing that I thought about last wave might happen actually happened. Well, for 8, can you double upgrade a fortification? Fortress advancement. Each faction's advancements are unique. Each advancement falls in a structure, which are linear. Each structure is level 1 advancement must be built before you're able to build level 2 advancement in the structure. It doesn't say you can't do them both in the same turn as long as you do it in order. So I'm going to spend 8, which is 4 on the number 1 honor pit, and then 4 on the number 2 honor pit, which gives me upgraded Battleborns and Dispatches. Now that's 6 source. Do I save for when this source well becomes open? For a limited build option. Or maybe, I mean, if I could open up this one and upgrade something, then I could start bombing Daiwen. What else do we got as options? Market buyout. Forsaken artillery. Gate spikes. Deep drill. Drilling storehouse. I wonder if I should have bought that thing instead. No, we'll be fine. We're good. We're fine. I think I'm going to hold on to my source to use to build a spire. I don't really need permanently promoted Aegises right now. I'm going to get so much source next wave. Okay, I think it's fine. So, I'm still questioning this Convict purchase, to be honest with you. I'm going to backtrack it. I don't want the Convict. It's the same amount of source. I'm going to buy this staff, and then I will hold that for when Drang comes out. Put it on Drang. Oh wait, they can only have one piece of equipment, so then Drain won't be able to pick up the research. That means Osh has to survive. Yeah. Okay, so we're good. We're done. CPs. We've got 9. Upgraded. We've got a promoted Source Siege and a promoted Dispatch. Dispatch has to go on top. Actually, I think the Convict goes on top. Oh no, I get to choose because they are the same amount of movement. Source Siege, it's 5 health. Oh, but it's a transport. So let's transport the Convict. We have to transport somebody. So it has to be grouped with somebody. So we'll group it with the Convict. Okay, I'm finally done. Grove Tenders go first. 1, 2. And blocked. Start of my turn. Siege Tower will shoot at this Retall here. And that's 3, so that's enough to knock off a fortification. Okay. Movement. Osh has to get out of the way. We're going to go into this forest over here. Did Osh take out that last taproot? No, it was the siege tower, right? Or the platform took it out. Okay. That's why he doesn't have an upgrade. Dispatch. 2. Source Siege. Nobody can walk on anything special, so we're good like that. Out of range. Everybody's out of range. Okay, their turn. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And the stupid fashioner. Spire's Fire. Out of range. Out of range. Too far for him to attack anything. Okay, I think that is it. So, my turn. Start of my turn. This one shoots here. Oh, that's not enough to take off the fortification. Osh is going to stay put so he can... what's it called? Use his survival. Ooh, whoa. So that's movement. Now Spire's Fire before exploration. So this dispatch is in range to be shot at. I rolled that last time too. 4 damage. So much for my promoted dispatch. Okay. And so much for being still able to not explore this. Before I forget, I'm just going to do the survival for Osh because he's not attacking or moving. So now attack. Source Siege with 2 damage and 4 range. He cannot shoot here because of camouflage, but I can hit the fortification on that one. Done. Okay. That was attacking. Now we go to their turn. One, two, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Now Spire's fire. I'm going to have this Spire fire here. For 1. And splash damage. Splash damage, so they're sitting at 2. Okay, now this Spire will fire here because he has a range of 3 with 2 dice. We want to take this guy down. Okay, we got 3 damage, which is plenty. So we skip that guy being able to summon anybody. We get 2 source for that. So we're at 8. Okay, and now that puts this one out of range. Can't hit anybody. Now, they attack. Now, what is his AI priority? Heroes it can damage, out of range. Spires it can damage. There's a fortification, so it can't damage. Minion it can damage. Okay, so shoots here for 1. I retaliate because I've got range on my Source Siege, and 2 damage takes out this Taproot for another 2 source. Okay. This is good. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Spires, and I think 6 is our limit. This guy's out of range, cannot hit anybody. Their turn is done. My turn. Start of my turn. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have this one here shoot here. I want that source wall to be open. And I got enough, so it's gone. And that is 2 source reward. Okay. That was start of my turn. Now we get to movement. 1, 2, 3. Do I want Osh to do anything? I think maybe we should do some exploring, so I'm going to have Osh move here. Is that right? Puts him within range of this thing. And it could wipe him out. No. Oh, he should be getting shot in this spot too. Crap. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Osh would have had to have retreated back this way in order to heal up. I don't think it made a difference. The only thing he did was use his survival to get health. So we'll just have Osh, I guess, come here now and just chill and wait. I forgot I opened up this direction for range also. So that's movement. Spires need to fire. So this one on our Source Siege is 2. Then exploration. Do I explore? I do. I want to explore this one. I want to open this up so I can start hitting Daiwin. And just see what it is. It's the gate port with Rift Walk and Overload where you get the relic card. I don't think it hurts to have that revealed. That's exploration. Now we attack. We've got range 4 and 2 damage. By Taproot. Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta back up. Before I did movement, that's still happening. Before I did movement, I should have done my limited build options. I got rid of this thing for a reason. So I want a siege tower for 6. And another fortification, or not a fortification, another attack for 4. And that's both my limited build options for this wave. Now this one can start shooting at this guy, which means their mark now becomes this area, and I got to protect my towers down here at all cost. So I shot the Taproot. That would have given me 2 source. So I'm sitting at 4. When do I do that if I want to do it? It cost me 6 anyways. I don't even have 6, so let's not even worry about it. Okay, so that was my attack. Osh is too far. I'm done. Their turn. Fashioner 1, 2, 3 is coming down this direction now. So Spire's Fire. This one can fire 1 die. It's in range for 1. This one can fire with 2 dice is in range. 2. He's left with 1 hit point, which is fine. So he attacks. Oh, Osh is about to go into campfire mode. He attacks for 1. I retaliate for 2. Fashioner gone. So that does give me 3 source. So I'm up to 7. So I do not have a limited build option, and now I don't have anybody. Oh yeah, that guy's still next to it, but he's about to move. Okay. Start of my turn. This siege tower can shoot here with 2 dice. And we got a 1. We did not take off the fortification. This siege tower can shoot here. And all we needed was a 1. But we got 2. Wish that could have been reversed. So that's the start of my turn. We get to movement. That one has to move there. This one, Osh. Osh is in campfire mode. Sorry, Osh can't do anything. Spire's Fire. This is going to be a bummer. We will start with this one firing first. And it's enough to take out the Source Siege. It's going to leave us with our battle-hardened convict. Okay. Now this one, but he's battle-hardened, so his damage gets reduced by 2, so he takes no damage from the Spire. Okay, that was Spire's firing. Now we will attack. He has a 2 attack. He takes off the fortification. Does he have to attack his mark? Or do they just have to walk towards their mark? Action is marked that its minions must make progress towards when they move. Just where they have to move to. It doesn't say anything about attacking in the rule reference under mark. That's my turn. We go to their turn, they have nobody. Back to my turn, start of my turn. Siege Tower attacks here with 2 dice. Okay, that's gone. This one attacks here. And now this retol is gone. You're gonna have so much. That's 2 source. I'm gonna have so much source. And I can't even spend it. Osh can't move. Oh man, I hope I did not roll that event with the landmarks. That's gonna suck. Okay, so now Spire's Fire. And this gets reduced by 2. I did roll 3 though, so he's gonna take a damage from the Spire. He attacks, takes off a range. Their turn, he's got nobody. Back to me. Start of my turn. We have to use this one to attack here because it has to be adjacent. We got one. That's good. I think Daiwin might be activated here in a second. He's not moving, he's at his mark already. Spire's Fire. He can't do any damage because it gets reduced by 2 and he's only got 1 thing. Then it attacks. I think that's it for them. That's 1 source. So that is an objective achieved. Now I just have to make it through the mission without any of my towers that I've built here being destroyed. Right? Okay. Their turn, nothing. My turn, Convict moves towards this new mark, which is the fortress gate over here. Can I pop this thing? Not that. Overload. On your turn, if you have a unit adjacent to this landmark, you can spend 6 source to discard this landmark and gain its reward. We've got so much source and we're about to get so much more, we might as well do that. So we pop this and we gain the next relic. Source Converter. At the end of your turn, during the onslaught phase, any of your heroes that are adjacent to a non-fortress source well and did not move this turn may either recover 1 health or grant you 1 source. The entire wave. Any of your heroes that are adjacent to a non-fortress source well and did not move this turn. I've already got survival on Osh. Drang. I'm going to sell it. So we're at 8. Okay. So might as well just do this. 1, 2. No spires to shoot at me. 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, I go there. Daiwin gets activated. So now it matters. We go to their turn. Daiwin moves 2. Has 2 range and attack and takes out the convict. And Daiwin will now be moving every turn. So we need to take care of Daiwin. Daiwin's mark is the closest Brawnen unit. Okay. End of the wave, we'll clear the market. We get 2 source from that thingy. And what did we get? Brawnen. Oh, we almost have to do it just because we got the battle chicken. Timothy III Esquire. Quick counter. When this unit is attacked by adjacent unit, this unit deals retaliation damage first. I don't even think I need to look at the other stuff in the market. Brawnen has evasive with mountain walk. I'm taking the battle chicken. There's no question about it. Do I get to go first? I do. I do. All right, so wave 4. Roll the event die. It's a 2, thank goodness. Remove the bottom upgrade from a Brawnen Spire and a Grove Tender Spire of your choice. Let's remove this one's fortification, and they have none. Actually, we'll remove that. Oh, that's not a Brawnen Spire. Does that count? It's my spire in my fortress, right? I think it does. I don't know if you know, let me know in the comments down below. It's a market purchased spire, but I control it. So does that count as a Brawnen Spire? So that's event die. Now, we're already at 10 source. We get 11 plus our other 3, so we've got all kinds of source. Again, we're back to 20 to start with. Market phase as normal. We were buying the battle chicken. For 4. That's our market phase. Then we get to the build phase. We've got 3 open source wells. If we want to get another objective, we have to build down here. What do we got? We've got 16. We might have to build one of these lance launchers during the round. Dywin has 2 attack. If I build this like this, that costs 6, and we can put 2 more upgrades on it. I'm wondering if we go for Diamond would move here. So that's 6. If we add another attack, that's a total of 9. And another attack costs 4 for a total of 13. Just try to throw as much damage as possible on Dywin. Get Dywin to drop the research. So we spent 13 out of our 16. With 3 left, is there anything I want in the fortress? That's already upgraded for 3. I don't see anything else that costs 3. Anybody else that needs upgrading? I think that's it. And we'll build up some source during the wave and do our 2 limited build options here so they don't get covered up. I think we're good. I actually think I probably should have done this so that I could upgrade this with something else. Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll spend this 3 on, I want another range. What's coming this turn? Regular taproots. It's nice not for the taproots to be able to hit those platforms, though. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about the AP on this game is for real. Something fierce. It's a lot of choices. It's a good game, though. That's what makes it a good game, right? It's not just automatic what you should be picking. Do you have to end the game with those? Construct 3. Oh, you can't have them be defeated. Drilling outpost with mining. It goes away and you get the source, but does it count as being defeated? You may return a spire to your barracks at the end of the wave. So it doesn't say you have to. We're going to go with this. Let's build their stack. So they get 2 trees, unpromoted trees. That actually does not make me very happy. Yeah, whatever. And they're in a group, 4 health, 3, 4 on the bottom. And then the standard 1, 2, 3 taproots all on their own. Not promoted. All right, let's hope this works. So I've got 11 CP to play with. I think I want to bring Drang out now, so that's 4. Can I have more than 1 hero out at a time? You just can't buy more than 1 a turn, right? In wave 1, you may only select 1 hero. And this must be your starting hero. Subsequent waves, you can only have up to 2 heroes in play total. Yeah, okay. Drang's coming out, that's 4. We've got 7 left. I should have got promoted Aegises. Maybe I'll take 2 Battleborns and a Dispatch. You know what I should do is take an Architect and upgrade one of these Dispatch platforms to a Siege Tower, because it could take an additional upgrade that way. But I only get 2 limited build options. I need to build these before they get blocked. I'm going to take an Aegis and a Battleborn. I mean a Dispatch, a promoted Dispatch, sorry. 4 health for Drang. I've also got Timothy. How could I forget about Timothy? Okay, so we've got Aegis and dispatches both with 2, so Timothy is going to go on the bottom. And then heroes will move first. Okay, I think we're good there. Let's do this in the right order. So nothing's in range to be raised by these anymore. We're not in campfire mode, movement, so I'm going to have the heroes move first. Drain can go here. And then Aegis, dispatch, and Timothy's going to chill in the fort. Nothing to shoot at me, nothing for me to attack. I wonder if I should have got the Source Siege. Put Timothy in it. Yeah, it's fine. Their turn. One, two, 1, 2. Nobody can move. Dywin, 1, 2. Spire's Fire. 3 dice from here to here. Nope. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Now the dispatch platform. 1 gets a 1. Okay, everybody else is out of range. So now Dywin attacks with a range of 2. She could damage here or here. I think I want to preserve the range on that one. So we will sacrifice an attack die. This lance launcher is probably not going to live very long, but it did its job. It took 3 health off of Dywin. Super helpful. Too far for this one to attack anything. Dywin already attacked. I think their turn is done. My turn. No raising. Now movement. Let's move my minions first. 1, 2. 1, 2. Timothy. We can move Drang. We actually could move Osh as well. So when does Osh get to pick up equipment? Before moving, your heroes may pick up a piece of research from an adjacent hex. Yeah, okay, so Osh is going to go 1, 2. Okay, they have no spires to fire. I get to attack. Aegis will dispatch will attack. Does 2 damage. Daiwen hits back with range for 1 on the dispatch. So dispatch or Daiwen has retaliated. Osh will attack Daiwen and take Daiwen out. So the equipment will be dropped. 2 source for Daiwen. No, dispatch would have taken an extra damage because of Daiwen's upgrade. I forgot about that. So dispatch only has 1 left. Yeah, and Osh took Daiwen out, so Osh gets an upgrade. And Daiwen is done. I didn't want to explore. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. So that's the end of my turn. We go to their turn. Movement, taproot, 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 and the treat stack will start moving. Spire's Fire. So this one has a range of 3 hexes. 1 die. Oh, that's not what I wanted to have happen. Bummer. So what do they summon this wave? Vine Herald. Okay, 4 health. Air defense, 2 range, and capture. Now this one has a range of 2 and 2 dice. Okay, let me get a double 2 this time. No, just 2. So that was Spire's firing. Now they attack. Vine Herald has a 2 range. It's going to want to go after a hero it can damage first before the Aegis. It can't even damage because Aegis is armored. That's their attacks. My turn. Raises are too far. Prior to movement, Osh will pick up the research. And we'll move. It's fine if Drain stays back there. Aegis. Dispatch. Timothy is going to get into the party. Hopefully, Timothy's going to get into the party. So now we will attack. They don't have any spires to fire. Aegis attacks, wipes out the Vine Herald. That's 1 source. Need some more source rewards here. The Taproot actually should have promoted when he summoned. Vine Herald gone. No retaliation because it was defeated. Dispatch will attack here. Take out this Taproot for 2 source reward. So that's 5. What do these cost? Okay, Taproot. Timothy can't attack anybody. That is the end of my turn. Their turn. Taproot. Taproot moves. Trees move up. We will have... We've only got 5. Okay. I'm not using a limited build yet. Let's... Wait, it's their turn. They moved up. Spires need to fire. That's what I'm doing. Dispatch platform first. Let's not get a repeat of what happened last time. Okay, we got a 1, so that takes it to 2. Now the Lance Launcher can attack here with 2 dice. And we got Taproot taken out. The board is kind of crowded right now. Now they attack. Unfortunately, this Taproot cannot damage here, so it would go after this Spire that it can damage. It will not be retaliated against, and the trees are too far away. My turn. Nobody to raise. Okay, before I move, we'll do a limited build option and build a Lance Launcher right there for 6. Okay, now movement. Aegis, dispatch. Either way, the Vine Herald is getting summoned. Yeah. I don't want Drain to go there because she'll get attacked that way. Just have Drain get out of the way. Osh will go this way. He needs to bring this equipment back. So that's movement. They have no Spires to fire. Aegis attacks for 2. Gets retaliated on for 1. And that's going to bring out the Vine Herald. And the Dispatch will attack the Vine Herald for 2. And will actually be retaliated on for 1 because the Vine Herald has range. I should have done that the other way around. And I'm going to say that I did. The Dispatch should have attacked. Would not have been retaliated on by the Taproot because it's summoned. And then the Aegis would attack the Vine Herald. So it's still the same damage back to the Aegis, but no damage to the Dispatch. Lesson learned. I believe that's the end of my turn. So we go to their turn. And movement. There's nowhere for them to move. Spires fire. Lance Launcher has a range of 2 and still 1 die. Got a 1. Okay. Now they attack, and their AI priority before faction minions it can damage, it would be a Spire it can damage. So this Vine Herald with range 2 actually attack this Lance Launcher. Okay. Treed can't attack anybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've already got 6 Spires out there. I kind of need this thing to get destroyed so that I can build back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7. I've screwed up. I couldn't have built this. Get that source back. I have screwed up. That's a bummer. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Darn it. Oh well, it's just a renown, right? What am I doing? It attacked here. That's right. My turn. I can't move. Do I want to do a limited build option? Yeah. They're not even going to go after this thing. They should be going down this direction. Do I just beef it up? Use both my limited build options. Let's add the range back. That would cost 2. And let's add a fortification, which costs another 2 for a total of 4. And both of our build options used. I hate adding a fortification, but you got to protect it. We've got some ram tough trees coming down here too. So that's my limited build option. So moving, nobody can move, but Osh is going to go into here and drop off the research. And then Drain can come to the party. They have no spires to fire. Now we attack. Dispatch can attack to take out the Vine Herald. Aegis can attack to take out the Taproot. So that's a total of 3 more source. I kind of forgot about that Spire rule obviously for quite a while there. Glad it didn't attack anything though. Okay. So that's me. Now we go to them. Movement. To there. Spire's fire. Now he's got his range back. 1 damage. He attacks. He can't get through the armored because Ram and Tough I think are only against spires. He attacks a spire, yes, and what's Tough? If retaliation damage dealt to this unit exceeds 2, reduce it to 2. It's not going to exceed 2. So Aegis attacking back does 2 damage from the retaliation. Okay. I think that's their turn. My turn. Nobody can raise. No limited build options. No minion movement. I guess we can get Drang a little closer. Attack. Dispatch will attack to take out the trade. That's another 2 source. So we're sitting at 8. We're going to be so source flush. I should have gotten that equipment for Drang. That was a mistake. She could have got close over here and been shooting off some damage. Clean up the board a little bit. And now the Aegis attacks for 2 and takes 1 retaliation. And that's my turn. Now we go to their turn. The tree can't move. Spire's fire. Got a 1. It attacks. 1 damage, doesn't get through armor, but retaliation takes it out. So now campfire mode for Drang. Campfire mode there. 2 more source from the tree. So that's their turn. Now my turn. Movement 1, 2. Dispatch 1, 2. Timothy 1, 2. They have no spires to fire. I attack. Dispatch attacks the fortress gate from its range. Does 2 damage. Maybe we'll end it here. It's going to be awfully close, I think. And gets retaliated against from the gate. Campfire mode can't do anything. That's me. Now we go, they have nothing. My turn again. Aegis and Timothy. Aegis attacks for 2 damage. Takes the gate to 6. And he gets retaliated on and taken out. I think the game's over. They have nothing to do. Timothy attacks the gate for 2. Gets retaliated against. Yeah. Timothy attacks again. Takes it down to 2. Gets retaliated against. Timothy attacks again. That's 0. Fortress dead. We don't even go to wave 5. So it looks like I completed 2 objectives. I got all the research back to my fortress, and I took out the 3 spires in their outpost. And we did not have to go to wave 5 because I think Timothy, the MVP, Timothy the Third Esquire MVP, Battle Chicken, pecks through the Grove Tender Gate, apparently. Okay, that's, I believe, the end of Chapter 2 in the Brawnen campaign of Cloudspire. I'm sure I missed some other stuff, so let me know in the comments down below. I hope you are enjoying the playthrough of Cloudspire. I've been away from the channel at work, finishing up tax season, which is finally over, so now I can get more stuff to the table, and I'm anxious to get more stuff to the table. So I hope you have been enjoying everything I'm posting, and I'll see you in the next one.